Hello and welcome back. We're going to continue to work on Libre Photos, and I'm not quite sure what to do, right? I don't have like a feature in mind I want to implement. So we're going to continue to focus on bug fixing because there are still a lot of small bugs. I mean, last time we couldn't fix the bug because we have to probably replace RQ with celery. Yeah, but there are also different bugs that I probably can fix. And people always like bug fixes, right? It's not like exciting, it's not something I can market, but bug fixing is like a value adding activity. All right, so close others. Don't need these. All right, so I'm very happy to see Visual Studio Code again. In the last couple of days I developed with Visual Studio and it's like a complete pain. Like I'm going to look into how I can set up the code base with Visual Studio Code again. I just don't like it. Like even like something simple like adding a new file is like takes a PhD in Visual Studio because they have like only a shortcut for it and you can't like just click add file, and they don't want to show the folder structure. They show like the things Visual Studio understands, like the project map or something, and it's like, dude, why do you make it so complicated? Yeah, maybe I'm also looking in the wrong place, right? I usually don't use it. All right, so let's look into localhost and see if everything boots up. Yes. So the first issue, we start with something simple. The count is off between the stats and the total amount of photos, right? And people write me an issue with like, hey, it doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. Is something missing? Probably not. It just counted differently between the views, and we will look into that, right? That's always an easy thing to do. So enhancement, scan photo count. All right. So he has 277 photos in here and 2,345 in there. That seems like a large difference. So let's see. We have 1,208 photos here, and if we go to settings, we have 1,209 photos there. So a smaller offset, obviously, but it's still visible. So let's look into it. We use an API util, I think, or just util. No, I still have like to merge these things. Like this is so confusing to me. API util. Here we have like stats or something, right? Here we go, numbers of photos. And that's just photo objects filter owner equals user dot count. All right. So I will copy that so that we know, all right, this is what we count in the one view. And what do we do actually in album date, right? So no, that's the model class. Let's go to albums. So we currently have the album date view set, right? Alright, so if photos are hidden or if they're deleted, then they will not be counted, right? So let's see, hidden. We don't have any hidden images, so that can't be it. Let's go to trash can, and we have one deleted image. All right, so that explains the difference between this count and the other count, right? So if we want like to to like show a similar value, that's the only thing that like really annoys me in Visual Studio Code, that he doesn't always open a new tab for a new file. I usually open these tabs because of a reason. Do not reuse tab Visual Studio Code, because now I have to look for the file again, right? Yeah, here we go, Workbench Editor. This is also very cool, like the settings.json is like a, for like developers, a very easy way to set stuff. Like settings.json, here we go, and then we will just add this. Because like everybody works with JSONs, every developer. So, alright, so we will never have this issue again, hopefully. So, let's see, let's go to API util. And it opens a new tab. Alright. So, yeah, how do we like communicate with them that this... So we have photos, right? People, faces, events, and days. It's kind of crazy that he deleted so many images, but I guess some people do that. So we could rename that to visible photos, right? Or we could just make it the same as the other view, right? So we do a Q here. Q. Q. Okay, save. So retry sudo. Right. I think we also had like here in photo already a base class that we can just use, like that was called visible, right? Yes. Alright, so aspect ratio is null. So if it actually failed to calculate like images, then it will also not show anything. So that's also a thing, right? Yeah, but we will just use that thing instead. So visible and user, right? Okay. Visible. Here we go. Save. All right. Cool. So if we now reload. Now it's showing less images. What the hell is happening? 1208 images. Oh no. No matter how I do it, it's just off. 119, 1199, alright. Interesting. Visible photo manager. Album. Alright. List view set. Right, we usually do not have that here, like the aspect ratio also as a thing. That's interesting. All right, so we will refactor that to make it a bit more like nice to look at. So we will just do an album date thing here too. We have a new class. Right. Visible album date photo manager, right? Save. That will crash. So let's import Q. All right. So now we have that. What we actually now want is a visible thing, right? Here we go. And then we will use this prefix. Right, so like that. Save. All right, cool. And now we are going to refactor a couple of stuff. So that is visible. Right, then I don't need that. That here is also visible. That is also visible. The thing is, we even use this visible query up there when we actually load the date view, apparently. So that's an issue. All right, visible is here correct. Then we have deleted here. So that is person. Here we also only want visible things. All right. Yeah, look, we're using visible because we already took care of it. All right, so I think this should work. Let's see if something loads still. So 1199. And we don't get anything back, which means that our backend crashed. So let's restart it because I still don't have the command for attaching to all my containers in my head. Yeah, so I think we could also do something with for user, right? That's also like a query we use all the time. And it will also make a lot of this easier to look at. Visible self-owned or something, right? All right, let's drink some tea and wait that it starts up. Blah. Right, but it's not actually possible for the other stuff for owner because we can't like throw an attribute in there, which is an issue. Alright, so it's building, which means it's close to ready. I think this is also like Nextcloud related, right? And I usually do not debug Nextcloud a lot because it should be like a very niche solution. It's just if you have like a second Nextcloud thing and want to import the pictures from there, but most people do not understand that and just think, oh, I have a Nextcloud on the same server, alright, I will just import all my photos twice. Which is not what I want. So I will also probably just hide them by default. Like you can import that over like an import thing, and then it will say import from Nextcloud, and there we would also put like import from Google Photos, import from Apple Photos and stuff like that, you know? Because these are functions that people obviously need. Alright, I have so many images that it now takes a while to build, I guess. But it should already start up, right? Because I changed that. I remember that. No, it does not. Weird. I will hopefully stream a bit more often in the next 2 weeks because I'm on holidays, and obviously I'm going to work while I'm in holiday. Yeah. All right. Job okay. Oh, that's why I couldn't log in. Okay, so please show me the error. Album date has no attribute objects. What? Did I delete it? I guess so. Weird. Alright, 1,199 photos, which is correct. And 199 photos. This will now only show the visible photos, right? So if you have something hidden or like something deleted or it didn't scan the right way, then it will not show up. Alright, very cool. So let's click through all the views. Cool, recently added. That's still very slow, so we're going to debug that next. Because I always forget that, right? Like I was like, oh, right, it's slow, but I just forget it. So let's look into it. It seems to work, and I think we will find any bugs with that later. So first thing is we obviously commit stuff. So these are the 3 classes we are going to push. All right. Okay, so if you add a photo manager, you also have to add like the other manager. Interesting, I didn't know that. Okay. Stage changes. Fish, CD. Git add all, git commit. Right, it reformatted them, that's fine with me. Stage. How do we do that? Load photos in a more consistent way. Use aspect ratio. Now everywhere. Add a new visible photo manager for album dates. Alright. So first commit for the day is done. Very cool. So this the second thing is this also seems a bit slow. I want to debug recent, right? Yeah, here we go, recently added. So let's look into that. So that's Silk. Silk basically tracks all the queries in Django and then displays them nicely. So like you can see here, we load a lot of unique keys, which usually means we missed something small. So let's do this. URLs. Recently added. Here we go. Click. So right. We only load the visible images. We load them the other way around. And apparently we only load a couple of things. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just delete that. Because we obviously need a lot of photo data, so I don't know why we did that, to be honest. Okay, so let's go to localhost. Loaded, awesome. That loaded faster, that's good. And it gets like even slower if we 250 and rows, please. So right, so we only did 99 queries, and before that we did, yeah, I should have kept that, to be honest, but like we did more than 100, right? So yeah, the issue here is that we don't load the user, so let's also load that, right? User. I always forget how the syntax is. So we definitely did this with albums, right? So like this prefetch thing. Prefetch related. Prefetch. Faces photo. Okay. Photos. Prefetch? No. Alright, we can just do prefetch related and then the name of the thing. I know that this was easier if you don't do like a nested thing. Recently added, right? Okay. And then I also do that. And that's not gateway, that's obviously user. We try a sudo. All right. Did it start up? Yes, it did. Cool. So we now had like 100 queries, right? So let's reload that. So you want to minimize the number of queries you do, because queries are usually the most expensive part of your pipeline. Right? So just get this number down, and usually that should fix most of the issues you have with performance. Unless you do like really, really janky shit in SQL. Recently added 2 queries, here we go. It's still a bit slow, but it's probably slow because we did a whole new refresh and we used just HTTP in our development branch and not HTTP2. So if you do like a lot of requests, it's slower because it's cascading and not simultaneously doing all the stuff at once in parallel. So yeah, so let's do this again with timestamp, right? Recently, it's immediately there. That's cool. So let's reload that. Yeah, it's just 40 milliseconds now. That's awesome. That is very awesome. Okay, cool. So stage changes. Git add all. Git commit. Improve speed of recently added tab. Git push. Oh no. I added all of them. No. Undo commit, please. Oh, for fuck's sake. No, I don't want to do a reset hard, please. Oh, why? Git reset soft. Here we go. Yes. Yeah, that's like the issue with like ORMs or object relational mapping tools. Like really small differences in code lines can make a query like performant or not. And you always have to keep that in mind if you program something. Yeah, git commit. Improve performance of recently added. Yeah, alright, git push. Here we go. Okay, cool. So we also did that. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, we have a scanning error again. No, please don't. No, that's an issue with EXIF data. That's very interesting. I don't know what to do with that right now because it's hard to reproduce, obviously. Number of photos in Libre photos doesn't match what's in Nextcloud. That's already talked about that. Yeah, I think that's a thing I can do. So that's a stupid issue. For some reason, if we log out and then we log in, oh, how did I call that? Test, probably. No. So it will act like it's loading again, but usually it doesn't, because the store isn't cleared out correctly. So if you log in twice, it doesn't load. If you log in with another user, then it will show the other images. Not ideal, right? Not ideal. So somebody's thought, oh no, my pictures are leaking. No, they're not. You have to be logged in the one account and then switch over to see the other images, but it's obviously still not great. Right, I did had test, so that should work. Like what? In TinyNet is the other one. So let's go to test. All right, or not. Right, it will show the other images because it's still in the store. So that is obviously just a front-end issue, and it also will not take that long, I guess. It's just a bit of debugging where the actual issue is. So let's go to the store, auth selector, user, no, that's all fine. Right. I now have to work on a reducer that will be migrated in a pull request. Not sure if it's worth it. I think I will keep it like that, and I will just do it after the refactor, because then we have to merge again, stuff like that. And, right, duplicate auto album. So something with the duplicate check for auto albums doesn't work quite right. So I think we can look into that. Yeah, but first of all, I can close all because it's a new issue. AutoAlbum.py. All right, so we have the regenerate event titles and like generate event titles. So where do we actually save them as new albums? Timestamp key. So what is the timestamp? And now what's the key? Group 0 exif timestamp. All right. Photos 1 through 15 are all over the weekend. Create an auto album for that weekend. Add a new photo that was taken either during the same weekend or within the 24-hour period of the last photo. Create a new auto album rather than adding the new photos to the old auto album. I think that is what's going on. I could be wrong, but I haven't tested this. All right, so let's fix this, I guess. So regenerate event titles will just fix the event titles, had nothing to do with generate event albums. So if the length of the group is larger than 2, then do that. And then we will always, so if the count is 0, then create a new one, all right. I think then the key is wrong, right? Because it will always create something new. That's the exif timestamp of group 0. No, of the first element of the group, I guess. All right. I mean the all right. So if the timestamp is like slightly off, it will create a new one. Right? That's the issue. So timestamp is currently what exactly? Go to definition. Not terrible. Go to definition. That's a datetime field, okay. Compare day only. Try using the date property on the datetime object, right? Okay. So, generate title, no, that's off. We want to go here, and then we want to look at, so group 0 is dt equals time delta. Okay, so that works, right? We're just grouping them together. So this will be a date, right? So that already works. Alright, then I will just need the date, I guess. Date time dot date. Date time. Okay, that is just year, month, and date. Yeah, and day. That's exactly what we want. So let's try that, right? Dot date. Expected parameter dot name. Okay. Django datetime field query day. Such lookups are implemented in Django.views.generic date based. New in Django 1.9, entry.objects filter, publication date, date equals datetime date. Okay. So I only have to do key.date. We still want like the whole range, right? And not like only one thing. So dot range, and then we do that, right? Okay, so that is what we want to do. Dot range. Yep. All right. So that's the first key, obviously, right? So group is a list. So we want the last element. So last key equals, yep. Okay, cool. So he will now only create a new one if we actually find something, which is obviously better. But now he will just do nothing, right? So that's an issue. qs.count. Yep, that's exactly what I want. Thank you very much. Magical GitHub Copilot. So only add new item. Maybe there is a cool, okay, so if item in right. Yeah, so if it's in there, then don't add it, otherwise add it. Kind of easy. So I don't know how performant that is, obviously, but it's definitely better than before. So if you have two, that's like a merge thing, right? So yeah. Just want to comment that to do handle this case. Because again, we're just looking into bug fixing, we're not looking into implementing everything. So let's execute that and see if this still works, right? So let's go to album created album. So we have 0, that's obviously kind of good. Let's go to settings. And now I'm in TinyNet, yeah. Such a confusing bug, because then you forget where you are, right? I thought I was an admin, I wasn't. Now he thinks I have 10,000 images, 100,000. Why? Okay, so 199, everything works. So, auto-created albums, we have 3. So let's go to admin area. Okay, it's done. And reload. It's still 3. Nothing seems to be broken. So let's add a new image to Monday, to like October 19th, 2009, right? So then we can see if it worked or not. 19th October 2009. Nope, I did that the wrong way. Again, 10, 12. This will also be like improved in the future. Okay, reload. Nice, so that's gone. So now I'm looking again into auto-created albums. October 19th, okay, 2009. So let's search it. Whoop, bit up there. Ooh. Right, here we go. It was slightly off. Save. Awesome. So now we go to settings. Admin area. Ah, come on. Settings. Alright, and let's look to auto-created album. So reload. And we still only have 2. That isn't a good sign. So let's check if anything broke. I mean, at least we didn't get like a duplicate album, right? Don't think that he even started that, to be honest. Alright, I guess. That was also a weird bug. Settings, generate. Admin area. Alright, so something is broken. So where is it? Why can't I see it? Predefined rules. Auto album gen, right? 200. I think we just have like because I said, hey, that's a warning. I think that's why he's freaking out, I guess. No, here we go. The issue is expected string or byte-like object. But what did I get instead? Ah, that's weird. Okay, so the query doesn't work. Oh, and he crashed a lot before that too. Because we have a lot of new albums, I guess. Expected string or byte-like object. So key.date or last key is empty, I guess. Let's try that. Okay, so we did that. Let's go to admin area, and now to settings. Okay, it finished immediately. That's not a good sign. Okay. So why is he complaining? Expected string or byte like object in 174. Yeah, so that's our error, right? So most of the time it's working, but sometimes it isn't, which is weird. So let's do a logger.info, I guess, and then just do key plus last key. No, I have to do that too. Save. Okay. It's now rebooting, I guess. Yes, very cool. Click on here. Let's reload. Unsupported operand for datetime and string. Oh man. Right, so the first thing we can do, because that's the most obvious error, is that we will ignore photos with an empty timestamp. Right, so exif timestamp equals. Now I have to look how I did it here. Now in views, please. Views. Why isn't that? Oh, it's in here. Exif. Here we go. Not none. Query Django. No. Here we go, retry as sudo. Save. And I think I don't need that any longer. Save. All right, let's try this again. And it's still done. Let's go to admin area. It's still broken. We still got to F5. Yeah, it's still expected string or byte-like object. Weird. As you stated in the comments, some of the values appear to be floats, not strings. Okay. I honestly only want to do like days. So I only want to track that. I still don't know what is exactly wrong, right? So I track all the values and it still says, nah, man. Okay, so I will just print them out as strings, no matter what, and then we will see what's going on, right? All right. Let's go, generate event album. Okay, it's probably still broken. F5. No. I don't get it. It looks just fine, you know? Okay. Pass daytime and then he just quits. Man, that's annoying. Maybe because he doesn't have a owner? I don't know. So now I'm just going to try stuff. Okay, it is finished. And it is still broken. Oh man, expected string or byte likes object. So somehow he gets a none, and I don't get it. I just don't. So even if I do like date, yeah, you know, like I do here. Even then it will show up just fine, and then he will complain about the other stuff. Alright, generate again. And it's done again, which probably means we already broke something. So we just have nice daytime objects. It's still not broken. And user obviously also doesn't change because it's from up there. So now I will continue to do just hacky stuff, you know, because I'm annoyed. Ah, okay, so now he complained about that. Alright, so annoying. Okay, he just continues to the value 2005 10 24 value has an invalid format. It must be year, month, date. Why? Alright. So nothing of these things do anything, you know? So you can just return to that, I guess. I think we can also do that, but then we don't have like days again. But maybe that will work. Probably not. F5. Are you kidding me? Okay, now he's done, I guess. So let's go to auto created albums. Now we have more albums. Hooray! So where are our 3 images? 2005, 2008. Ah, here. At 5. It's just not in there? What the heck? Oh, yeah, I know why. It's because of caching. Alright, but that seems to work, I guess. It will now add new things. It's still not how I want it to be honest. Because it will still create like a day before, like a new album, or will not add this to the new thing and stuff like that, but whatever, I guess. Let's generate more albums. Yeah, and that's just a caching issue. So let's go to albums auto, albums auto, auto. Wow. And if we see here, it's hashed. Cached, I mean. And we don't want that because we don't need that. So let's reload. Okay, now I hate this. This is stupid. Okay, here we go. It's 3 photos. It only shows me 2, but why though? Oh, here are also cache responses. Like these things add like more complexity and it's just not needed. And if we want to have like actually good caching, stuff like that, then we can still add this. Okay, that's weird. So that thing here shows a 4-4. Oh no, it's just weirdly broken. Okay. But we didn't create more auto albums and stuff like that, which is what we wanted to do. Yeah. And we don't need that, I guess. Save. Okay, cool. Let me drink some tea. Bug fixing is exhausting. So we also have to do like merging of albums, right? And to do check a larger range of dates. Yeah. So I will add this But that's also like, I think, a valid bug fix. Stage changes. Okay. Cool. Git add all. Git commit, obviously. Cannot format API auto album. All right. AP CD sudo I definitely know that I do have to do this a lot, so yeah, I want to do chown auto album.py. Yes. Okay, flake 8 failed for auto album because we imported something that we don't use, right? Save. Oh no. Stage changes. Git commit. Yeah, alright. Add new photos to auto album instead of creating a new auto album. Git push. I think it can still happen, right? Because we're still not quite in the right time frame, but it will be now improved at least. So right. I already streamed for an hour and I'm quite tired, I have to say. I thought that I could maybe like program a bit longer, but no. I mean, I still have fixed a couple of things. So that's alright, I guess. I think I will just look into linting, right? That's always kind of annoying. And this will also only take a couple of minutes. Oh wow, it's a completely different issue. Like, it's an import error. Fascinating. This internal module is no longer supported for any supported version of Python and has been removed. If a project was importing this, usually to disable it, they can either set the minimum version click larger. When will the fixed version be out? Looks like you just need to use a recent black version. For the future, if you caught an exception, include the traceback as well. Okay. So we have to update the version of black, I guess. Fun. Requirements. Black. No, it's not in here. Oh, I also didn't open up the requirements file. All right, so I can search faster in here. Black. So we have here a version 21.7b0, and I think we need a new one. So what is the new one? 22.3. All right. Save. Git commit. Your pre-commit is unstaged. Yes, I know. Git commit. Add newer version of black to pre-commit. Git push. All right. So let's check this out. Does it then work or not? It's still checking, which is good. Linting, oh yeah. Let's remove these. It's still running. Very cool. It still failed, but I think it failed now because of a different reason, which is good. So APIs.model isn't quite right formatted, and directory watchers also not quite right formatted. All right, let's do a pre-commit run all. All right, so let's fix these two. All right. Very cool. So now I just have to do this, stage changes, git commit, fix formatting. Cool. But also awesome that I now figured out that just the linting crashed and not, and he didn't complain about the formatting. Yeah, fun. Alright, 850 commits, man. Crazy. There was a time where I always looked up to people who had a lot of commits, but now I am in the same position, I guess. Like I made like 1,200 commits. Crazy. You just have to work like every day on something, and then it works. And then you will get easily 1,000 commits. It's not even hard, because the more stuff you code, the more things you break, so the more stuff you fix, so the more commits you have. Easy. It snowballs. All right. So he still complains, and that's the SonarQube analysis. Something about security. All right. Let's check this out. Change this code to construct a path from user controlled data. But how's this user controlled, man? Alright, I will look into this later. That seems that maybe it could be an issue, right? But I don't know what it is, to be honest. Okay, let's close everything. Alright, so let's go to... Yeah, I can't like close anything because I only fixed like related issues and not the issues they wanted me to fix. Because like that has something to do with Nextcloud, that also has something to do with Nextcloud. Recently added wasn't even like an issue. Duplicated auto albums still could not work, so I just have to ask, hey, does it improve the situation or not? Right, and then we across account person deleting, haven't looked into that. I think I already fixed that, but I still have to look into this. Yeah, a lot of bugs, to be honest, a lot of bugs. Yeah, but it only gets better if you work on it. And we fixed a couple of things, not the things I wanted to fix. And that's always like the reason why I only focus on one task at a time, because you can get, you can do a lot of work with like reinventing the wheel, like, I don't know, making the code nicer or bug fixing, but there are so many bugs that are not like relevant, and there are so many like code structure things that never pay out. So sometimes it's just better to focus on one thing at a time and always address these issues by priority, right? Anyway, I'm rambling, so see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, you can like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can sponsor me on GitHub Sponsors, which helps me out a lot. And if you found a bug, leave a comment. Alright, see you next time. Bye!